is to throw out extreme outliers.
Yeah.
Possibly. And then there is it's become very popular among many of my students. They run a quantile regression, so they split the sample in like 10%, 20, 30, etc. And you see if you get different parameter estimates depending on where in the distribution the companies are lying. That's also a possibility for any revision or new paper to do something like that. Apart from, you have relatively strong points of view regarding, is that Article 3 or 4, where you talk about the number of days impact. Yeah, it's here, Article 3.
Article 3.
And it's page 8 out of 11, it says in my manuscript. Article 3.
Yeah.
You find, you use the model and you plug in and you find that 122 days seems to be the optimal number of days.
Yes.
Compared to an average of 70 something. Right?
Yes, 75 days.
So you recommend the managers, the working capital managers in this business, to wait with collecting the money?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So this is these are cyclical and non-cyclical firms, and so these are businesses who respond to economic cycles, and so especially in the cyclical firm, if you want to buy probably a gold watch, you want to go back and see it's there, it's waiting for you over there, kind of. And so for some of these businesses, it would be prudent for them to have stock over there waiting a longer period for customers to come see.
Okay.
Probably they might not even buy it instantly, go back and come back. So that was the argument over there. These are not essential goods producing businesses. These are cyclical, and most of them cyclical businesses. And so taking into consideration some of these longer days will be an optimal inventory level for them.
So if I understand this correctly, the left-hand side is the operational margin, the profit.
Yes, yes.
And you say that you get more profit by not collecting your receivables so fast.
This is inventory.
Inventory of... okay.
Yes, this is inventory.
Okay, sorry, this is inventory. So you keep larger inventories.
Yeah.
But, what are the costs of keeping the inventory? How have you calculated, have you incorporated the costs of having inventories?
Yeah, so this was looking to so inventory days was scaled by cost of goods sold. So it's part of the calculation of the inventory days.
Yeah, you count days. You have you sell so much during the year, and you have on the average so many items, and so many days.
Yes.
But keeping stock in inventory is a good thing when the customer comes and you say, I have it, I'm not out of stock. But it has a negative thing. It costs you money to keep.
Yes. And this is sector specific. So this was looking at these cyclical and non-cyclical sector specific. It is, if this has been in the consumer, let's say, food sector and all that, maybe shorter period, very short period would make sense, but this has to do with luxury goods and all these other cyclical luxury cars and all that. And so the dynamics with sector-specific relationship is what.
But I'm not sure if I understand this. Do you have a cost related to the inventory? Is it a percent, 10%, 8%, some kind of a monetary cost? The longer you keep an item, a watch or whatever, in the inventory, you bind up capital.
So, this is looking at its relationship with profitability only. It didn't look at the cost. Unlike people one that look at both cost and profitability, this was focused just on the cost, on the profit.
If the capital costs increase, then it becomes more costly to keep a large inventory.
Yeah, so if it travels beyond that inventory level, then it becomes costly.
Okay.
Yes.
Then about your estimates. You have here the table 4.
Yeah.
It's 4.53 times 10 raised to the minus 4, something like that.
Yeah.
This is percent, so it's point, how much? 4, is it 4.5%? No, yes.
0.00.
4.5%.
Yeah.
From added operational margin by increasing the inventory with 1 day, or a small amount.
Yeah.
Up to when it turns over.
Yes.
Yeah. But around that estimate of 4.53, there is a huge interval, confidence interval, which you can see from the standard error that you have underneath.
Yeah.
So assuming that all the issues related to the error term are disregarded, this 4.53 may be the best estimate, and it may be an unbiased estimate. But around that estimate, there's a huge interval. So around your 122 days,
Yeah.
there may be, I haven't calculated, maybe 30 days, plus minus.
Yeah.
So maybe also be careful about making very strong statements, because a practitioner, he says 122 days. Doctor from Bodø says 122 days. The doctor from Bodø should say 122 days is the best sort of estimate, but give and take a standard error.
Days,
So also part of being a scientist is to also inform about the uncertainty around your conclusions.
Yeah.
Have I been going on for too long now? I have a large number of yellow, but I think I've taken most of my question. You have a table, and this is the 4th article, table 4, the correlation matrix.
Table 4.
Table 4, matrix of correlations. Paper number 4.
Paper number 4, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the left-hand side variable that you are interested in is a DE.
Yeah.
And when you look at the simple correlations, RD is 0.004, growth minus 0.02. What can you make a general statement about the correlation coefficients?
Yeah, weak correlations over there.
Yeah, the correlation of 0.004.
Yeah, weak. It's
to me that looks not very high.
Not very high. It's very weak. Yeah.
All of them are very low. But you get in some cases at least significant results. And you mentioned that in your trial lecture, if you have enough observations.
Yeah.
So you have a huge amount of observations. So the correlation of 0.004 becomes significant statistically.
Yeah.
Economically?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But that we can discuss over dinner. Final question is, typically when you do regressions, econometrics, you report explained variance, R square. Why don't you report that here?
Is it on paper 4?
Not in paper 3 either, I think. How much of the variation in DE or OM is explained by the model?
Yeah, so paper 4 specifically uses this GMM model, and it doesn't report the R score. It reports AR1, AR2, and the Hansen test are some of these things that defines the GMM. So R square will be reported for panel models, fixed effect and random effect, and the OLX models.
Okay.
Yeah. And so like in paper 1 and 2, I report the R square for the panel models, the random and fixed effect, and report these for the GMM models separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think I've used my time. Or do you want me to go on? I have my plane doesn't leave until tomorrow. Do you have more, Siri?
No, I'm actually have the same trouble when none of his model includes firm size, because firm size is a basic firm characteristic that it should be included.
I think size was reported in, I think, paper 1 and 2, but it was not. So paper 1 has size.
When Ole mentioned about firm size, I feel like, where is it?
I think we have sort of, all in all, an interesting and good dissertation, but there are always some remaining questions.
Sure.
That's
we can talk over the dinner.
We can take it over the dinner.
Absolutely.
That's in our business. The final word is never said. So we can go on and do things in different ways and discuss if we get different results. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. I hope you didn't find my style provocative or unpolite.
They're at all very constructive. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Any comments or questions at the end? Can I take this on? Hello? Yeah, it's on. I just have a couple of questions, if it's okay.
Yeah. Sure.
So you've been using quite a lot of accounting data. I'm not too familiar with it, but a little bit. So you have sampled, for example, in paper 1, you had this variable operational efficiency ratio.
Yeah.
And you relate this to operational margin or profitability.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the uncertainty in these variables? Is it a lot of variation for a company over the quarters or the years? And how does this potentially affect the results?
Yeah, I use annual data, and as the standard deviation will point out, there wasn't so much huge variations in there when it comes to the means of some of these figures over there.
Yeah, so I saw you reported a table. I wrote it down here, but my handwriting is so ugly that I can't understand it myself.
Yeah.
Table.
I think that was
table
3
in paper 1.
Table
you
2
have
in
the
paper 1.
summary statistics. It doesn't say the page number, but in the margin it says table 2, descriptive statistics.
Yeah.
So you report the mean and the median, the standard deviation.
Yeah.
And here the operating efficiency measures there, the mean and median are quite similar.
Yeah.
But so what would be interesting to see is how does the standard deviation for a separate company, just as an example, how does it vary over the years? Is it very different from one year to another, or is it fairly stable? Or
yeah, I have to revisit the data and be able to speak to this again.
Yeah, and this paper is published, if I remember,
sure.
So I guess that is not your main focus. But,
absolutely. Yeah.
Just I review some papers, and this is typically what the editors ask the reviewers to highlight, to ask about. So what are the uncertainties?
Yeah.
This is something you could also consider for paper 4, which is
sure.
Was that the one that it's not the published?
Yes, the last paper. Yeah.
So just to discuss and explain uncertainties in your data.
Yeah.
And I have had some questions similar to Simon and Ole, so I think that's it for me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your critique. It was an interesting debate on the assumption and methods, as it should be. I have not received any comments or questions from the auditorium. Okay, thanks. Then the trial lecture and the defense of the dissertation of doctoral candidate Samuel Yeboah for the degree of Philosophia Doctor are now finished. The evaluation committee will now withdraw and make their decision, which will be reported to the institution. When they have concluded, their decision will be announced at the business school facilities on the first floor, called Handelskammeret. And following the announcement, we invite those of you present here today to an informal celebration. So then I would like to thank the doctoral candidate, the evaluation committee, and the academic supervisors, and all other participants here today. It's been an interesting day, and thank you very much for your attention.
Skal du ha det her?
Ja, jeg må ha til arkivet mitt.
Ja.